everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting yet another reading vlog, but I'm going to be doing a readathon, which I'm very excited about. I feel like it's been a while since I did a 48-hour readathon, so I figured, you know, why not do one now? I also have a couple of fun romance books that I want to read over the next couple of days, so that's kind of gonna be the vibe. I also just really need to do something that is fun and will take my mind off the fact that I'm getting my wisdom teeth taken out next week. Very not excited about it. So I decided, you know, what's a better way to do that than to fall into some fun little romance books. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today, well, over the next like couple of days. I'm not gonna be trying to do like a super aggressive, I guess you would say, like 48-hour readathon. I want it to be like pretty chill. I definitely do still have like 3 or so books that I want to read, but I'm not gonna try and read like 7 or something crazy. So it's gonna be pretty chill. I'm definitely gonna like focus on reading, but I am also gonna take breaks because I don't hate myself that much and I feel like that would also be stressful. So I'm just hoping to have a fun time, hoping to have a cozy time. It is currently an incredibly gloomy day. So happy about the weather for today. I always feel like I want it to be like really rainy when I do a readathon and it never is. But it is today and I'm so happy. I think it's supposed to be pretty rainy like the next couple of days. So very not mad about that. Let me get into talking about my little TBR that I have for the next couple of days and then we'll get on into the video. As I said, my goal is to read romance books over the next 48 hours. Romance isn't, you know, necessarily my favorite genre, but I do tend to enjoy some of them when I pick them up. So I'm gonna see if I can find a new romance book that I really like, and I have 4 that I'm hoping to start. I don't know if I'm gonna finish all 4 of them. We'll see how that goes, but I have like 4 on my TBR. So the first one that I have here, I'm very excited about because I'm finally going to be continuing the Well Met series by reading Well Traveled by Jen DeLuca. This is a romance series that kind of revolves around this Renaissance festival. I read the first 3 back in 2021 maybe, and I just never continued on the series, but I thought this kind of seemed like the perfect summary romance book. I honestly have no idea what this one is about. I don't know who it's following. I don't know like any of the tropes that are present in this one. So we're just gonna dive into this one and see, but I think it'll be fun. Then I do have a little bit of a sapphic romance on here as well because I have Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellfleur. This one, I believe, focuses on fake dating between our 2 main characters. I think it's also a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I'm pretty sure one of our characters, her name is Darcy, like her first name is Darcy. So I love that. And honestly, I might start with this one. I'm kind of really excited about this one, so maybe I'll start with this one. Honestly, I don't know anything else about this one either, but yeah, I feel like I at least know more than the last one. So then I do have an Emily Henry book that I would like to read, and that is Happy Place. I feel like I've mentioned it so many times. I have an interesting relationship with Emily Henry's books, so I'm giving her, you know, like a couple of more tries. I know Happy Place wasn't generally like super, I mean, people liked it, but like there were definitely some people that did not like it. But I mainly really want to read this one because it takes place at like a cottage in Maine during the summer, and I was like, okay, thank you. I mainly just want to read it for the setting. And then the last book that I'm going to be reading on my Kindle because I got a good deal on the ebook for it. And that is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This is a Sleepless in Seattle kind of inspired story. I know it involves like a radio talk show host, maybe? And again, aside from that, I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I just feel like knowing the plot of a romance book, not really that important to me. I feel like if the vibes are there, then I'm probably gonna be interested. So hopefully I'll be reading that one as well. I feel like, you know, the ones that I want to prioritize are First Time Caller, Happy Place, and this one. And then I think I'll save Well Traveled for last, because if I don't finish it, I won't be that sad. I can finish it like on my own time. So that's kind of my hope for the video. I would like to finish 3 books. We'll see how that goes. But regardless of how many books I finish, I'm just gonna have a lovely 2 days. So I hope you guys are excited to come and hang out with me. I am a little bit sad though, because my initial plan for this video was to work on my crochet sweater that I showed you guys in my last vlog. But I got a crochet injury and I'm so upset about it. My forearm, I think I was like crocheting too close to the sun or something, but like my forearm, like right here on my forearm, has been hurting when I've been crocheting. I've been taking the last couple of days off, obviously, because like I'm not stupid, but I think it would be a really bad idea for me to like jump back into working on my sweater because my initial plan was to work on my sweater and listen to an audiobook. But like, unfortunately, I have sustained one of the lamest injuries you could ever possibly have. So I probably will not be doing that. I feel like I need to take like at least a week off from crocheting, so I'm very sad about that. that. But I'm still obviously gonna do the normal stuff. I'm gonna read, I'm gonna journal, I might bust out a new puzzle to get into. I might see if I can get one of these on audio. That might be kind of fun, I don't know. But we'll kind of just see what I get up to over the next couple of days. So very excited about that. Very excited for just like an incredibly cozy 2 days. Like I'm so excited about the weather. Like it's so good. It's so good. But speaking of all things cozy, I do quickly want to take a second to talk about the sponsor of this video, who is Lovin' Pies, because I have been playing this mobile game recently. It is so cute, so cozy, so heartwarming. I love it so much. But if you guys don't know, Lovin' Pies is a free to download mobile game that is super relaxing. It's also really easy to pick it up and play for just like a little bit, or I do also love a longer session so I can really start to get to work on my cafe. Because in this game you are following our main character Amelia, who is incredibly down on her luck. She recently got divorced, her mom's missing, the family cafe recently burned down, so like it is not a good time. So your job in this game is to start serving customers so you can like start to rebuild the cafe again, and then as things progress you kind of uncover some family secrets as well, which is really fun. There's romance, there's drama, there's also customization. I love a game with customization. As you're rebuilding, you can choose how you want your cafe to look, and I'm always so excited when I get to a new renovation project so I can continue my warm, neutral, cozy vibe that I'm going for. But the main goal of this game is to match up different ingredients so you can make pies, drinks, other baked goods so you can serve them to the customers so you can then finance the rebuilding of your cafe. As I said, I love anything with a little bit of a customization element, so like this game has just been so fun. I've been having such a good time, and I would highly recommend if you are on the lookout for a new cozy game. So if you want to download, I will leave a link to them down below, but you can also scan the QR code that's on the screen. If you reach day 3 within the next week, you do get a fun, sweet treat. You get 200 energy and 50 gems to help you out. So thank you so much to Lovin' Pies for sponsoring this video and supporting me and my channel, and to you who are watching this as well for always supporting me and my channel. Your support truly means the world to me. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this. And with that, we can get on into the video. Also, the sun is coming out. What's that about? It's supposed to rain for the next 2 days. What is this? Honestly, I'm kind of pissed, I can't lie. Anyway, it's time to get into some reading. As I said, I'm thinking I really want to start with Written in the Stars. Like a Pride and Prejudice retelling? A charming rom-com? I'm excited. So I'm gonna start with this one first, and I will come back at you guys later today with a little bit of an update. Maybe I'll give you like some initial thoughts in a bit here. We'll see. We'll see. So it is a lot later. It is currently 3:59, almost 4 o'clock. Also, you know how I was talking earlier about the stunning, gloomy, rainy weather we're supposed to have today? An hour ago, bam, tornado warning. Not a tornado watch, but a tornado warning. So we had to like gather all the cats. We were all just like standing around in my kitchen, like just watching the radar. Super fun. Totally not stressful at all. I was having a great time. And even though I was trying to like do this so I wouldn't be stressed, but like bam, tornado in the area. It ended up like going off in a different direction. I don't think there was like too much damage, which is good, but very stressful afternoon. But I did do some reading before then, so we'll talk about that because I have made some progress in Written in the Stars. I think I'm about halfway through it now, maybe. I'm currently on chapter 10, which is page 175, so I'm liking it so far. It's very fun. So basically in this book, you are following our main character, Elle and Darcy. At the very beginning of this book, you kind of see them going on a date that I think it's Elle's friend and Darcy's brother ended up setting them up on, and they really do not get off on the right foot. Elle's late, she manages to like spill wine all over Darcy. Darcy's pissed, she's like, oh my god, like my dress, like what the hell? So, you know, Darcy leaves to go to the bathroom and Elle like follows her because she also needs to go to the bathroom, and then she hears Darcy talking shit on the phone. So Elle leaves, obviously it was awful. She thinks they're never gonna see each other again until through some turns of events, Darcy ends up telling her brother that like, oh yeah, like I'm totally in a relationship because he won't get off her back about it. And she ends up lying and saying that like, oh yeah, the date with Elle went great and we're kind of seeing each other now. So obviously that's kind of how the fake dating starts. This also does work pretty well for Elle because her family is also like, when are you going to grow up and get in a serious relationship? Which I feel like that is honestly like the catalyst for so many fake dating books. And every time the family's like, we just want what's best for you. We want you to be happy. But like in reality, you can tell that they just think their child's being weird. And I'm like, stop forcing your ideas and expectations on your children. Pisses me off. Anyway, obviously Darcy and Elle have some issues at the start of their fake relationship. They're definitely very different. Elle is a very, you know, free-spirited person. I believe she is an astrologist and she runs like this social media account with her best friend where they do like astrology things. And I really love it because at the beginning of some of the chapters in here, it will put like, you know, one of those basic like, this is what you should eat for breakfast based on your astrology sign kind of thing, or your star sign, whatever it's called. And one of them I thought was kind of crazy because it says, what rom-com are you based on your zodiac sign? Personally, I am a Libra, and the one for Libras is Sleepless in Seattle. So I'm like, I'm about to read a Sleepless in Seattle inspired story. What are the odds, honestly? I think I've also let that determine what my next book is gonna be because my Kindle is all charged up and ready to go for me to read First Time Caller. I'm very excited about it, but so you know, like Elle, very free-spirited, very fun, a very like whimsical kind of person, and Darcy is like an actuary and she's a serious person. Her apartment is like so clean it's sterile, like that kind of vibe. So obviously they're like butting heads a lot, but like it's really fun that way. It also is a very much like a big, oh, Winnie's here, hang on, I gotta let her in. Hello, child. Do you want to come say hi? Oh, I think that was a no. But on the bright side, she doesn't really have much of a choice in the matter. Hello. Anyway, as I was saying, this book is definitely a big Pride and Prejudice retelling, but Elle's full name is Elizabeth. She has two sisters whose names are Jane and Lydia. Although honestly, poor Mary, because there is no Mary character in this book at all. And then Darcy's name is Darcy, and she also has a friend who's like making fun of the weird poor people, basically. Kind of reminds me of, is her name Caroline? Caroline Bingley, maybe? Like a little bit. She was giving me that vibe. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm also just liking the romance. I think it's cute. They did put like a termination date on their like fake dating. They're like, all right, New Year's Eve, we'll be done. But I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, I'll believe that when I see it. But you know, you can definitely tell like they're starting to vibe with each other a little bit more. It's fun, it's cute, I'm having a good time. But I think that's everything that I have to share for the time being. I'm definitely gonna be finishing this up this evening. I'm excited to read some more. I just think it's been so fun so far. Although there was this whole part where they went to an escape room, and they spent way too much time at that damn escape room. It was like describing everything they were doing. I was like, I do not care about the escape room like that. But that's like the only thing that I really have not been enjoying so far. Obviously, like, you know, that was a while ago, but like, it's just something that stood out. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this up tonight. I'm gonna start First Time Caller, which I am so excited about. I really hope I like it. And yeah, those are kind of my plans for the rest of the afternoon. You know, I might start a puzzle this evening. This afternoon, I might have to. Let me show you my puzzle options. Hang on. Can you see her sitting back there? You look so cute. Oh. But I'm thinking I might want to do one of these puzzles. Like, the idea just came to me. This seems like a solid idea. And I do have the audiobook for Written in the Stars, so maybe I'll like do that while I do my puzzle. But I got these puzzles from a Lumicrate a while ago. Like, not from a Lumicrate. I bought these secondhand, like off of Mercari. But I saw that a Lumicrate did these puzzles and I think they're so cute. They're little bookshelf puzzles. I love them so much. And I've been saving them for a rainy day, no pun intended, but like this is what this one looks like. Hang on a sec, Cass is calling me. I have not featured Cass in the vlog in a while. I'm filming an update. Do you want to say hi to my vlog?
Girl, I will always say hi to your vlog.
Not the... I gotta fix the bang.
Oh my gosh. I just was expecting to see just your ugly face. I didn't think I had to like match your beauty for the people of the internet, you know?
I might have to hang up. Like, I'll just turn the phone off. You're so annoying. Say hi.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. I think it's been over a year.
No, it's been a
I've
really
done,
long
like,
time. Yeah.
a FaceTime update. I hope
used to
you're
do these
enjoying the vlog.
I hope they're living
I don't know what you're reading, but I hope you're enjoying the book.
I'm reading some romance.
Oh, that's fresh for Katie. She doesn't often do that. Smash that subscribe.
Get out of here.
Like, comment.
So I guess I'll be talking to Cass for a little bit. Not that that's a bad thing. Obviously, I feel like I said that. I'm like, oh my god, I guess I'll be talking to Cass. I'm excited to talk to her. Anyway. So we have this sci-fi one. Here's what the like shelf looks like fully. Isn't it so cute? And then I also have this one, but like I kind of want to save this one for fall because it's the dark academia one and it's so beautiful. Look at this. Although honestly, these look like they're gonna take me an eternity. But a little bit of puzzling, a little bit of audiobook listening sounds lovely. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna do some reading. It's gonna be great. So I will see you guys tomorrow with an update. So cute. Rude. Alright, hello, good morning. It is the next day. It's currently like 9:45. I got up and took a walk this morning, which was really nice, and then I've not done literally any reading since. I've been up since like 7, and I have managed to not read a single page, so that's awesome. I did finish up Written in the Stars, and I thought this one was so cute, honestly. I was a big fan of this romance book. I think I might read the other books that are in the series as well. I think there are 2 others. One might follow Darcy's brother Brendan, and then I don't know where the other one is going. But I liked how this book was written. I like the characters a lot, so I definitely could see myself like continuing on in the series, so I feel like that'll be kind of fun. But as for the second half of this book, I feel like, you know, it was developing the romance a lot more. Obviously things turned from fake dating to maybe not so fake dating. And I do always really, I don't want to say like, but like I don't hate the third act conflict that typically shows up in fake dating books because I feel like it always makes sense. I feel like in a lot of romance books that have like other tropes to them, it's always like miscommunication or like just some nonsense as to like why the characters can't be together. But with the fake dating, there's always like a plausible reason as to why there would be a third act conflict, because obviously turning things from fake to real gets a little bit dicey. So obviously that would be a hurdle that they have to overcome. So I liked how the third act conflict was done in this book. I thought it was fine. I don't love a third act conflict. I see the use. I see the utility though of them. So I thought this one's good. Also, just throughout the second half of this book, kind of overall, I liked that it shifted a little bit more and focused on the kind of family dynamics that our characters have going on. I really liked that Elle's family still did continue to kind of mimic the Bennett family in Pride and Prejudice, because Elle's older sister Jane is like perfect, she's doing everything right, everybody loves her, and then her younger sister Lydia, she's kind of the worst, but like people still like her anyway. She also ends up eloping with her husband in this book, which I thought was so funny. I just really love the parallels. Honestly, like one of my favorite things about this book was the fact that it was like a loose Pride and Prejudice retelling, because you know, it had like the Pride and Prejudice bit to like an extent, but I also just really liked the overt things it was taking from Pride and Prejudice, and it was kind of like poking fun at those a little bit. I mean, like they do reference Pride and Prejudice in this book, and to some extent, I was like, is this too meta? But then I'm also thinking it's just kind of funny. So I liked that a lot. But our two main characters definitely have very interesting relationships with their families. Elle's family honestly kind of sucks because they went to a Thanksgiving dinner. You can definitely tell that her family doesn't really respect her career. You can tell that they kind of just put up with her eccentricities, but they do think she's like a little bit weird. And her mother is the absolute worst, and I would fight this woman if given the chance, because she's not like a mean person, but she is very condescending, and the way that she talks about Elle's, you know, career moves is very belittling. And it's almost a little bit more infuriating than if she were to like be outright mean to Elle. And it's just like, it was making me so upset for her in those moments, because I loved Elle as like one of the main characters of this book. I loved all of her eccentricities. I just think she is such a well-meaning person, and she's just so nice to everybody. And there were like some moments when, you know, Darcy was having a hard time and Elle would just like do this kind of like grand gesture, but it made so much sense for her character, and I just thought they were such cute moments. And Darcy's relationship with her family was also pretty interesting. Her mother does end up like showing up at some point, and there's also like a lot of conflict between them, you can tell. So I like that it kind of delved into the family dynamics that are present and like a little bit into the backstory of both of them. And I like the way that they were talking and communicating about it and learning to overcome those issues together in this relationship. So I just thought this was really cute. I liked it. So Written in the Stars, good first choice, honestly. And then last night I did very briefly start First Time Caller. I went to sleep like pretty quickly after I started it. But let me find my percentage. It's in the single digits, I'll let you know that. I'm on 7%, page 26. And we're kind of just getting, you know, like the very beginning of the book. We are following our main character, Lucy. And one night she wakes up and she hears her like 12-year-old daughter on the phone with somebody, and she like starts to listen to the door, and she realizes that her daughter's on the phone with this man, and she's like, obviously like weird vibes. Like obviously anybody would think like weird vibes if they just heard that with no context. So she busts in, she's like, girl, what are you doing? Turns out her daughter is on the phone with this romance hotline called Heartstrings that our other main character, Aiden, is the like show host for. And her daughter has basically been dishing to, you know, this random man and all the people that happen to be listening to Heartstrings about her mother's lackluster romantic life, which is so out of pocket, but so funny, honestly. And that is where I'm at with it. Honestly, like that's all I've gotten to so far. But I'm excited to read some more of it because I really like B.K. Borison's writing. It's a little bit funny as well, which I enjoy. Also, oh my god, the second book I think that's coming out in this series, I don't know what it's called. It's called And Now Back to You. The cover for it was recently released, and it is so pretty. I love both of these book covers so much. I mean, like, look at this. Like the colors, the illustration style, they're in a TV. It says 2 meteorologists, 1 big storm heading their way. I'm already sold. I'm already sold. I don't even care if I like this book. I'm probably gonna read that one. Because anything with like meteorologists in it, I don't know why, but I'm into it. But anyway, like I said, very excited to read some more of this. I will be maybe finishing this today. I'd like to finish it today and then get a start on Happy Place. We'll see if that happens. I think first I'd like to do some journaling. I want to do my last week in my Hobonichi. And then after that, I'll see what I end up getting up to. So yeah, I'll see you later. Alright, so I have done a terrible job at keeping you updated today. It's currently 8:50 p.m. and I feel like I haven't done enough reading to like show for the fact that it's already 8:50 p.m. But anyway, we're gonna talk about some reading updates. We're gonna talk about some book mail that I got. But the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that I just watched the Wicked part 2 trailer. I think it's called Wicked for Good. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I need November to get here, like now, honestly, because I'm so excited. It was so good. I loved part 1. Obviously, I went to see it like a couple of times. So obviously, I'm so excited for part 2. It has my favorite song from the musical in it. Well, like one of my favorite songs. As Long As You're Mine is that bitch. I love that song and I'm so excited to see them actually sing it. At least I hope. I can't imagine like why it wouldn't be in there. But I like just watched the trailer, so it's very like fresh in my mind. But I was like, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. Anyway, moving on from that, casually segueing, I did get some book mail today and I'm so excited because I found like such a steal on the used section of Amazon. Like, I love the used section of Amazon because a couple of weeks ago I read Ariadne, really enjoyed it, so I figured I wanted to try out some of Jennifer Saint's other kind of Greek retellings. And I love the UK copies, but they're out of print because they're hardcovers and they like came out a little bit ago. But I found the beautiful and stunning Electra for $13. Sorry, I had to share my deal because like it was $13 free shipping. I was like, obviously I'm gonna buy this. But it is so beautiful. I love the gold foiling. I love this spine as well. It's got like the pillars on the back. It also has some nice like end paper papers. But that's really cool too. And this is following obviously Electra, who is a daughter of Clytemnestra and Agamemnon, I believe. I'm pretty sure I read all 3 of the plays that are in, are there 3 that are in the Oresteia for my Greek lit class that I took in undergrad? I can't remember like a lot about them, to be honest. Aside from the fact that they're Greek tragedies and it's like a trilogy kind of situation, but I have read them. So like I vaguely knew the name Electra, but I don't really remember a whole lot about her, like what exactly her story is, which honestly I feel like it'll be a little bit more interesting to go into a Greek retelling not knowing a whole lot, because I feel like for the most part the ones that I've read I have a decent grasp on, but this one I like don't remember anything from any of the 3 plays. So we're gonna see. I think there's like a family curse, but like that's all I can remember. But I'm excited to read this one and try out another book by Jennifer Saint. And again, it's like so stunning. Like I know it's not about the cover, but like it is so pretty. Also, I don't understand why there's a little horse like on here. Like, is this the Trojan horse? I don't know. It looks like it should be the Trojan horse. I have no idea, honestly. I mean, Clytemnestra and Agamemnon are pretty big players in the Trojan War, so like maybe that would make sense, or maybe this is just like an unrelated horse. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but like, yes, Bookmail. Anyway, moving past the things that like, you know, don't matter as much as the reading updates, because this is a reading vlog. I've done some reading, not in the book that you may think that I've done it in though, because I decided to pick up the audiobook for Happy Place because, you know, I was gonna sit down and physically read it. And then I was like, what if I like didn't do that and like did other things while I was listening to this? So I've worked on my puzzle and I made some thumbnails. I've just had like a nice chill day listening to my audiobook, which has been lovely, honestly. But I've listened to a lot of Happy Plays. I have read a little bit of First Time Caller, which we'll talk about, but like this has been my main like focus today, and I am like a decent ways through it. I'm currently on page 219. I'm so sorry, I really should have given you an update before now. But I'm liking Happy Place. I'm not like obsessed with it, but I enjoy it at least. I'm interested. Even though I'm not 100% in the romance, I kind of like it. But like honestly, the main thing that I really love about this book is the setting, which is like mainly why I wanted to pick it up. Because it takes place in like a beach house cottage situation on the coast of Maine. They talk a lot about like the places that they're going in this small coastal town. And I am all for that. Like I love the coastal vibe that this book has. The romance is fine. I like it, but like, I don't know, I'm just not as in it as I would want to be. I do like how it's being told because it is being told in 2 timelines. The kind of general like gist of this book is that you're following our main character Harriet, and her friends and her now ex-fiance go to this beach house every summer. And her and Wynn, who's like our other main character, they broke up a while ago, but like for whatever reason, she has not told her friends at all. I'm like, you know, you say you're close, you say you're besties, you've been friends since like the first day of undergrad, and you haven't told them that you broke up with your fiance. Like obviously like there may be some reasons, but I'm like, are you actually friends? Like, I digress. But through some turns of events, for some certain reasons, her and Wynn have to end up like basically fake dating while they're at this cottage for their like yearly vacation, so they don't ruin the vibe. Basically, one of their friends is also getting married, so they don't want to be like, oh, like great for you, but like we broke up. So like fair enough. So, you know, they're kind of like dealing with their own issues. We've been getting some allusions to like what exactly happened between the two of them, but we're following like that whole situation. They're having a whole second chance romance thing, obviously. Honestly, I feel like, you know, a lot of this book has been spent with Harriet being pissed at Wynn. Which, like, fair. I mean, like, from her side of things, it is looking like she should be pissed at him. I don't know, like, the whole story, but, like, based on what she said so far, I'm like, yeah, I don't like this man. Obviously, there's more to it, but, like, you know, she's been very upset with him the whole time so far. And I do like the fact that it has taken a little bit for, like, the second chance romance to, like, get romancing, you know. But we've also been following them in a past timeline from when they first met, and it kind of goes through like the beginning of their relationship. In some second chance romances, it kind of relies on like a lot of relationship building that you don't get to see because you're doing the second chance part of the romance. But I like that in this one you do get to experience that first one, and then you get to see them later after they've gone through all of these things together. So I like how that's done, and I feel like it's building the relationship really well, even though like, I don't know, I just feel like Harriet and Wynn are like a little bit boring. Like, I don't know, just nothing about them really as characters makes me that interested in them. But I'm not having a bad time per se, like I have with some Emily Henry books in the past. At least they don't irritate me. I'm probably gonna finish this book up tonight. I mean, I only have like 150 or so pages to go, so I'll probably just go ahead and read the rest of it tonight because, you know, I am excited to get a little bit more information on why they broke up. I feel like they've been dropping some hints, they've been dropping some pieces of information, but I feel like I'm missing things from this whole story. So I feel like the like past timeline is kind of gonna meet up with the present timeline, and I love it when books do that because People Meet on Vacation, even though I didn't love that book, I liked the way that book was told a lot, and I feel like this book kind of has like a somewhat similar structure to it. So I'm very much a fan of that. I feel like I need to read more romance books that are like set in both timelines because I just feel like it's more fun that way, you know? And then I have read like a little bit more of First Time Caller. I'm still planning to finish this before my 48 hours ends. And if I don't, I might just extend my 48 hours, but like don't tell anybody. But I'm currently 16% of the way through. I'm really liking this one so far. I feel like it's got a lot of very interesting kind of relationship dynamics that I don't see in a lot of the romances that I read personally, because our main character does have a 12-year-old daughter, and the daughter's father is very much like in their life. They're like good friends, but like he went off and now he has like a husband, so he's living his own life and she's living her like single life, but like everybody's like a little bit worried about her. And that worry is just compounded by the fact that everybody heard the radio interview that she had with our other main character, Aiden, and they're kind of like looking at her with a little bit of pity now, and I'm like, ooh, I hate that for you, girl. But regardless, I'm liking the characters so far. I also love the fact that our main character, Lucy, is a mechanic. I just feel like it's such an uncommon job for a woman to have, especially like in a romance novel, and I love that. I'm like, yeah, like give me more women that are mechanics. Give me more women doing things in male-dominated fields. I love it. I'm really liking First Time Caller so far, and I think the characters that are in the second one have been introduced because Aiden has this friend who works at the weather station. His name is Jackson, and they talked about this like really annoying weather girl that parked in his spot one day. I was like, oh, so like I know the second book is about two meteorologists, so I'm like, maybe them? I don't know. Like regardless, I'm excited and I'm probably gonna read the second one like no matter what I think of this one, but I'm liking this one so far, and I'm interested to see if I like the romance or not. I like the characters, but we'll see if I like the romance. So there's how First Time Caller's going. I'm so excited, honestly, because I hated In the Weeds, like, basically right off the bat. So I'm excited to see that BK Borison is not disappointing me again. Like, I'll probably ditch the Love Light Farm series. Honestly, I haven't heard good things about it, but this series gives me hope. I hope I'm not jinxing myself. God, like, watch. Maybe the next time I come on, I'll be like, this is the worst thing ever, but I'm not manifesting that. I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited. So I'm gonna go. I'm going to finish Happy Place, read some First Time Caller, and then I will probably talk to you guys tomorrow morning. All right, so it is now Thursday morning. It is about noon, so technically my 48 hours is up. But in reality, like, this kind of stopped being a 48-hour readathon like a day and a half ago, and now it's kind of just like a spend a few days with me kind of vibe. So I'm going to keep this vlog going until I finish First Time Caller, which we'll talk about her. We'll talk about it in a second. Because first, obviously, I want to tell you about the book that I finished, because I finished up Happy Place, and I have very mixed feelings about it. There were honestly a lot of things that I absolutely loved about this book, but like one of the main things that I really did not like, well, it's not even like an I didn't like it issue. It's more so an I didn't really care about the romance at all. I just feel like Harriet and Wynne together were a big snooze fest, honestly. I feel like them as characters, they were kind of interesting. I liked a lot of the exploration of their families and the familial issues that have kind of cropped up and have caused problems within the romance, but like the romance itself, I was like, I feel like the book would have been more interesting if they didn't end up together. Like, I don't know. But like everything else about this book I really liked. As I said yesterday, I really liked the setting. I also really enjoyed the exploration of what it's like to have friends as an adult. I feel like it really delved into what adult friendships are like and how hard it can be to maintain those, especially when you became friends at a young age. But as you grow and go through so many different seasons of your life and you just kind of branch out in different directions, how hard it can be to maintain that connection as much as you may want to. And I honestly feel like I appreciated that exploration more than I cared about the romance, honestly. Like, I feel like this book has a lot going for it, but like the romance just did not work for me. I feel like for the most part, I kind of find all of Emily Henry's romances to just be a little bit boring. I really liked the one in Funny Story. That one I was very much into, but like the other ones, big man. Like, I'm just like not a big fan. But honestly, I really did like everything else about this book. It's probably my second favorite Emily Henry book, but that's really not saying a lot because the only two books it ranks above are People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. So do with that information what you will. I just don't think I'm an Emily Henry girly, honestly. I feel like Funny Story was kind of an anomaly, but like this is kind of just proving to me that like I don't really enjoy her romances that much. I just feel like there are better romances out there. I don't know. Like, I know so many people love Emily Henry and like I love that for you. I want to be there, but I'm not. So there's Happy Place. I'm kind of glad that I read it. I don't know. I liked the setting a lot. I loved the coastal Maine setting. Very much into that. It did hit the vibe that I wanted it to. I also did like that this was a little bit more of a, I don't know, like melancholic story with like a little bit of like hopefulness at the end. I liked that tone for this book. I feel like it made a lot of sense. But moving on, because I do have a very fun update because I've made a lot of progress in First Time Caller. I'm currently about 50% of the way into it and I am loving it so far. It has been so good so far. I'm having the best time. And it is honestly restoring my faith in romance after reading Happy Place. I feel like a lot of the contemporary romances that I've read recently have kind of left me with a feeling of like, do I even like contemporary romance? I know it's not my main genre, but I used to like it, you know, every now and then. But I feel like I've read so many recently that I'm just like, is this what contemporary romance is now? Like, I don't know, I'm just not into it. But this one so far, like maybe I'm speaking a little bit prematurely, but I'm having the best time. It is so cute. It's so cute. Oh my god. Okay, so as I said, we're following our main characters, Aiden and Lucy. And as the book has progressed, Lucy did end up going on the radio show. They're kind of trying to find Lucy a date, but you can definitely tell like there's kind of a vibe between Aiden and Lucy. I feel like you can definitely tell it more so on his end. I feel like it's kind of a he fell first kind of situation, but I also do like the fact that the romance didn't really get started until rather recently. I feel like, you know, a lot of the books I read, again, it's always insta love. I'm like, no insta love, please. And I feel like every time I say that, people in the comments are like, well, you know, like it was insta love with me and my partner, and like I'm so happy for you. I don't doubt that truly, but the way it's portrayed in the books never makes me believe it. And like that's my main issue. If you're gonna do insta love, at least do it well, but like nobody does. But anyway, I feel like I'm just always getting off on a tangent about insta love because it pisses me off, and that has nothing to do with this book. It's just something I wanted to rant about, I guess. But I'm really liking the vibe of the romance so far. I feel like they just have a really fun dynamic, so I'm really excited to see how the romance develops, because at the point that I'm at right now, they're both in like a, oh my god, like we're flirting, but like we shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. But like obviously they're gonna continue to do it. But they've had so many cute moments so far. Like he just cares so much about her. He cares about her well-being. He cares about her feelings. I'm like, oh my, like, yes, give me more of this, thank you. So romance-wise, love it so far. I also just love the characters in general that are in this book. Obviously, Aiden and Lucy as our main characters, I like them a lot. But you also have Maya, who is the daughter. I feel like she's really fun. She's recently been like embarking on this Indiana Jones cosplay thing that she's been trying to cook up, and I just really like her personality. I also really like Maya's dad Grayson and his husband Mateo. You can also tell that like, even though, you know, things didn't work out between Lucy and Grayson, they still have so much love for each other, and they're like the platonic love of each other's life. And I'm like, that's just like such an interesting dynamic that I haven't really experienced in a romance book before, but I love it, and I love the characters. I love how much love Lucy has in her life. I also really like the Baltimore setting. I don't think I've ever read a book that takes place in Baltimore, but I like the kind of coastal thing that this one has going on too. I just like a book on the coast, okay? Like, what can I say? I'm a simple woman. I just like the small descriptions of Baltimore that are throughout this book, and yeah, I'm just like, I'm having a good time. I'm having a great time with First Time Caller, honestly, and it is renewing my faith in B.K. Borison, and it's making me even more excited for the next one. So this is going well so far. I'm going to continue the video until I finish this. Let me see how much I have left. My Kindle claims I have 3 hours and 6 minutes left in the book, so I will be continuing that, finishing it up today. Yeah, that's kind of everything that I have for an update this morning. I'm so excited. So I will see you guys later. is a lot later. It's like 10 o'clock now. It doesn't really, the time doesn't really matter anymore. I gave up on the 48-hour readathon a while ago, but I have the best news because I finished up First Time Caller and I absolutely loved it. I think I might give it 5 stars. I need to think about it a little bit, but like in terms of all of the romance books that I've read, this definitely feels like a 5-star read for me. Like compared to my other like not romance 5 stars, obviously those are like a little bit more because romance just isn't my like preferred genre, but like for a romance book, this was so good. This is so good. I loved it so much. I feel like it's been so long since I found a romance book that I really enjoyed this much. I feel like there are some that I've liked a lot, but I feel like I'm just always looking for another romance book to give me the feeling that Love Theoretically gave me. And I feel like this is honestly one of those books and I'm so excited about it. I'm also so excited that this is the first book in a like, you know, standalone, interconnected series situation. So excited for the next one, you already know. But I just loved so many things about this book, honestly. I do think it got a little bit corny towards the end, like the resolution to the 3rd act conflict. I'm like, would I want this to happen to me? No, but it makes sense for the characters, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna let that slide because I enjoyed literally everything else about this book. But I love the characters. I loved the character exploration in this book because both of them are, you know, pretty jaded about love in the beginning of this book, but I feel like as you go through it, you kind of realize why they act the way they act, even though they upset me sometimes. Mainly Aiden. He does some things every now and then. I'm just like, why are you acting like this? But like, I get it. Like, it makes sense for everything that he's gone through, so I'm like, it's fine, but like, I don't love it, but like, it's still fine. So me and Miss BK Borison are now on good terms again. After In the Weeds, I was like, I truly don't know if I could do this. Like, I was gonna read First Time Caller around the time that it came out, but I read In the Weeds back in February, and after I read that, I was like, oh, like I can't do it right now. But like, how could the same author write this and write that? I don't get it. But First Time Caller was so good. I also rewatched Sleepless in Seattle tonight as well. And that movie's always just, it's always an experience. I feel like every time I rewatch it, I'm like, oh yeah, like they really don't meet each other until like the last minute of the movie. And Annie is honestly just a stalker. Like, I love the vibes of Sleepless in Seattle, but like the actual storyline, I always feel like I have to step back for a minute and be like, huh, that is what happens, isn't it? But I still enjoyed it. I loved the experience of like reading this and re-watching Sleepless in Seattle at the same time. It was just super fun. And I saw that the next book, And Now Back to You, I think is the title. I said it earlier, but I can't remember it, is Imagined by When Harry Met Sally. And I'm like, okay, slay. So like, I know there's gonna be a 3rd book in this series. Are you telling me that one's gonna be inspired by You've Got Mail? I feel like that's the holy Meg Ryan rom-com trinity right there. So I'm like, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad. I feel like so many things are inspired by You've Got Mail, but that's because it's just a solid concept. I'm so happy that I found a new favorite romance book, and I keep like going back and forth. I'm like, do I need to buy a physical copy? The answer is no, but also like the answer maybe yeah, but like I did buy the ebook. It was only like $2, but I still did buy the ebook, so I own it. We'll see, but like regardless, really loved First Time Caller. Honestly, I'm kind of sad I saved it until the end of the video. Like, imagine if I had started out with this, I would have been living. And I think Winnie's gonna come up here and say hi. Oh, there she is. Hello, ma'am. Hello. All right, anyway, so we've arrived at the end of my 48-hour readathon turned, excuse you, just spend a few days with me vlog. I truly just don't think I have the stamina right now for a 48-hour readathon. It's just too much, honestly. I can't be doing all that. I feel like 3 books in 3 days is still a lot though, so like I'm okay with that. Anyway, other quick wrap up on the books that I've read. I read Happy Place, which like truly pales in comparison. I'm sorry, but like it does. But in more fun news, I did really enjoy Written in the Stars. It was super cute. I had a fun time with this. Loved the Pride and Prejudice-ness of this book. I was a big fan, so I'll probably read the other books in this series as well while I'm waiting for the next book in the Heartstring series to come out. I love the radio show aspect of this book too. it was just so good. Obviously, I'd love to know if you guys have read any of the books that I've read in this video. Let's chat about them. Let's talk about them. Or if you want to let me know of any romance books you absolutely love that I have not read yet, please let me know. I also, before I go, would like to again thank Love and Pies so much for sponsoring this video. I truly cannot lie, I've spent so much time playing Love and Pies over the last few days. I'm now on level 10 or something. I've built so much of my cafe. I truly am having so much fun playing this game. So if you guys want to check it out, I will have it linked down below. I'll have the QR code if you want to check that out as well. And don't forget, if you reach day 3 within the next week, you do get a fun, sweet treat. You get 200 energy and 50 gems to help you out. I also would like to thank everybody over on my Patreon. If you're ever looking for more content from me, that is always linked down below. But with that, I'm gonna let you go. So I hope you're all having a stunning Monday. I hope you're all having a great start to your week, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!